content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. Regardless of who has me shadow banned or regardless who's monitoring my every move when it comes to gang stalking, I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Today is currently October 30th, 2025. Always be yourself when someone says you don't got potential. Always be yourself when it takes a group of people to go against you. Never dim your light, and I say that respectfully. I'm my biggest cheerleader. They wouldn't understand at the end of the day. Wasn't in competition with someone that didn't understand their own pain to go with it and stay in their own lane. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. To the genuine ones only, I truly hope all is well on your end. And I hope that you continue to heal when you're mentally ready, and I say respectfully, because healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. Just because someone gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey, they know how to love you, respect you, or protect you. You matter and you are worthy. My content is not for everyone. Always be yourself and almost attentions. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from my head, child, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from my head, child, what about you? Stop the violence in the community. I'm not here. Genuine love, respect. We live in a spiritual world. How chicks and dudes will look at you like competition. They don't want you to be on scene when it comes to elevation, when it comes to growth. They gotta throw sport and attacks away to make you uncomfortable in your own skin. But hold on one second, I didn't have insecure problems. It be the train of thought for me. When you actually look in the mirror, you are beautiful, you are handsome. How you got dudes and chicks older than you trying to dim you, like to discourage you, all because you understood the proper steps. When you come to believe in your faith, if they can't relate to with self-control, what happened to your discipline, acting your body weight? They out here acting their shoe size. Only because, hold on one second, we was on the same page when it comes to being immature. No, immature, thought for me. Being authentic. You was on God's schedule at the end of the day to understand your reflection. They try to cancel you right the left, all because you understood your two-step is different. I love myself to understand balance when I knew how to be real at the end of the day, being authentic, far from a copycat. When folks try to paint me out to be mentally unstable, they try to rob me mentally, spiritually, financially. But I put that in God's hands to understand my worth hits different. Hold on one second. I was never competing when it comes to, hold on one second, understanding my reflection. Yeah, I'm my biggest cheerleader when they try to dim my light. I ain't giving up on myself because I make you feel uncomfortable. Always be yourself and all the attentions. Gang stalking is real. Spiritual warfare is real. How individuals will project spell work on you, hide their hands at the end of the day, but that testimony is different because I ain't make a mistake to show up for myself when I was keeping it real. I put it in God's hand when God gave me a voice. I understood my testimony. I actually realized, hold on one second, God brought me balance, acknowledge my word. They said I was mentally unstable, but I was far from crazy. I could get crazy at the end of the day when it comes to, hold on one second. I could get crazy, but hold on one second. Why would I want to lose me because you don't know how to choose you? It's the trade over me, dumbass. You'd be so surprised when it comes to the Bacardi. Hold on one second, that chaser wasn't for me at the end of the day because I understood my last story. Hold on one second, you had to look at me like competition. Only was the hold on one second on your rainy day, you wasn't your best self vision of yourself when it comes to self-control. What happened to your discipline? How you look at me like competition? And that was just only mine, my best to go with it. It took a whole vocabulary when it comes to a community to dim my light. All because I understood a vision. I believe in God when you worship the devil. Hold on one second, I understood the word that you couldn't relate to was gone within. How clever. No, it's the trade, though. What's wrong with these weird people? I'm only one person. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Didn't matter your tax bracket to try to dim my light. You try to pay me out to be the villain. Hold on one second. I was far from drama. And I say that respectfully, regardless of you gang stalking me. You had to dig up my past to try to humiliate me. All because I understood growth that you couldn't relate to was, hold on one second, competing with me. You weak motherfucker. I don't want to do it. I swear I don't want to do it. I'm trying to be nice. Nah, but I was far from a quit at the end of the day when you know how to respect me to stay in your lane. Spiritual warfare is real. You don't have to know somebody. You don't have to sleep with somebody. You can come in contact with somebody for the first time, regardless if it's blood related or not. How they can have this envious, jealousy mindset, looking at you like competition. But hold on one second, we wasn't on the same schedule when it comes to motivation. Hold on one second, I'm high vibration. We trying to steal my energy, project spoke in a toxic way. No, ever check on me. I'm far from a crash out. They pick and choose who could talk about spirituality, God, the devil. Hold on one second. I wasn't caring about your whereabouts. I didn't care if you was going from point A to Z. I was in my own lane because I wasn't competing you. I wasn't competing with you when I went within. And I don't mean no disrespect, but it's not a crime to be authentic. And what I meant when I said that day, I ain't need a pen. It's a chain of thought for me. I understood gravity hits different because I was truly a miracle when someone didn't know how to respect me. It's a train of thought for me because I wasn't trying to lose me. You know, this type of stuff actually happens. When you know how to be authentic and it just comes naturally, an individual wanted to you months and years. They would pay people in different communities. Didn't matter if it was an addict, if they was short on bills. It didn't matter if it was a single mother or father. At the end of the day, to try to ruin your reputation, say you're mentally ill. How this type of stuff actually happens. How you gotta dibble and dabble and play with someone's numbers, all because, hold on one second, you understood that someone was truly humble. You try to humble someone, but they didn't have excuses because they kept showing up for themselves every single day. But hold on one second, you brought your own confusion. You said that you were in love with yourself every single day, but hold on one second. You looked at make a competition. What happened to your confusion? Understand and stay in your lane to pour into yourself at the end of the day. You took them out the end that you practice what you preach, but hold on one second. You forgot to love yourself to go within. You know, I'm far from a hate, and I say that respectfully. I'm healing from a hate crime. I don't do drama, but I do speak up for myself. When a man and woman threaten my life, when a man and woman or a child in the day project a spirit towards me, I don't run from self. I don't run from growth. I don't run from change because I put in God's hands to understand that, hold on one second, I was willing to come through the pain to overcome it in the day while I stand for myself today. You know, individuals will be jealous of you. They don't want you to see you elevate. They don't want you to be in that relationship. They don't want you for certain folks to walk with you. They don't want certain people to work with you. They don't want certain people to see you in a certain light. So they project spirit towards you. They will even energy harvest off your energy. They will even project spirit towards you. They will have people that you don't even know or you came in contact with once upon a time at the end of the day to monitor every move and to pay each other even unstable. They even rely on you at the end of the day. They even try to blackmail you to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even make you homeless. They say ain't nobody gonna hear your voice. Because at the end of the day, I was able to control the nervous at the end of the day when it came to your voice. It's on mute, but hold on one second. If I got God in my life, how can I dim my light? If I got God in my life, God didn't allow me to see. Hold on one second. The devil on the enemy. Hold on one second. We're on two different levels when it comes to motivation. It's different. You know, it doesn't matter about someone's tax bracket. I am authentic, regardless to what man or woman, regardless to if you a tarot reader, a karmic, if you that practitioner, if you that doctor, that witch, or whatever the case may be, or that rapper or that singer. And I say this respectfully, you know, if you had to throw spoke at somebody and you know it wasn't you. But if you had to play with spoke at the end of the day to go up against an innocent person because you saw potential within them, you's a weak bitch. And I said that respectfully. No, it's the trade told me you weak son of a bitch. How this type of stuff actually happens every single day. How someone can see potential within you. And they got to gather up with a group of people to throw sport at you. You know, not every musician does the same thing. Because some people actually respect their neighbor on a rainy day. You know, but it be certain motivation. Hold on one second. It be certain people when it comes to being a musician, they don't got motivation to be their authentic self. So they see at your competition that, hold on one second, we got to dim you like the hold on one second so you don't understand your reflection. How this type of stuff actually happens. You know, you got to put a name to someone's book. Regardless if it's the maintenance man, regardless if it's that carpenter, regardless if it's that salesperson, regardless if it's that HRA worker, regardless if it's the teacher, regardless if it's that doctor, it doesn't matter who it was that day. When individuals play with sport at the end of the day and try to kick somebody down instead of uplifting somebody at the end of the day, the most healthiest way, it tells a lot about your character traits. How you trying to run up on somebody because you got to play with magic because something's not going right in your life. I don't dibble in that with magic, spell work, and I don't got to send nobody the evil eye because I put everything in God's hands and I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding. Regardless to what group of people has me shadow banned or who's gang stalking me at the end of the day, I would never hurt myself and I don't do drama, and I say that respectfully. But it's not a crime to speak up for yourself. I don't live in fear and I would never hurt myself regardless who's trying to project a hate crime towards me or who's in the background trying to rob me mentally, spiritually, financially, or who's energy harvesting off my energy and I called it back. You had to play with spell work at the end of the day. You was truly whack. It didn't matter your tax bracket, but your body weight. Hold on one second. You was only acting your shoe size when it come to hold on one second. What happened? Your real motivation being an adult. You know, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter about how many degrees you have under your belt at the end of the day. Because a real one at the end of the day, regardless of what they're going through mentally, you know, people can have a bum-ass mentality. You can have money and still have a bum-ass mentality. It's a train of thought for me. You come from a certain environment at the end of the day, and you can outgrow those mentalities as well, too. But certain folks at the end of the day, they'd rather kick you down because they don't want to see you elevate. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the world, that you can still have a bum-ass mentality. And I say that respectfully. It don't matter about your degree. It don't matter how much money you got. It don't matter how popular you are. Because once you have a bum-ass mentality, it is what it is. You don't have to be homeless to have a bum-ass mentality. You don't have to have a mother and father that loves you unconditionally at the end of the day to have a bum-ass mentality. Because there's men and women that walk around this world at the end of the day that don't have their mother and father in their life, that don't have the proper support in the day, and they don't have a bum-ass mentality. They ain't out here kicking the next person down. They ain't out here dibbling down with spoke at the end of the day. They ain't going to that practitioner or that witch or whatever the case may be. Hold on one second, I'm falling from a crowd, so they can't wait for me to wild out. It's a train of thought for me. I was never in competition with my neighbor, and I don't do drama regardless who tried to blackmail me. You know, individuals will have the mindset at the end of the day because nobody's going to believe you. They will hack your devices, your accounts, your emails, paint y'all to be mentally unstable, use your own documentation to blackmail you against you, to make you homeless, rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even project sport towards you. I am far from a hater. You know, it's disgusting to see how people will look at you like you in competition. Regardless if you spiritually gifted or you just talented at the end of the day, or regardless if you know how to cook a good meal at the end of the day, an individual will be so jealous. Or someone knows that you know how to hold down a relationship, and you know how to cheat, and you know how to pour into someone good day, bad day, and misunderstanding, and be on the same page. An individual will be so jealous of the fact that you're able to carry a child. An individual will be so jealous at the end of the day that you have natural beauty, so they want to destroy your character traits. But hold on one second. But you're so real that you had to take all your energy and disrespect the next person, but you wouldn't want someone to do that to your child. You know, everybody doesn't have kids. And the ones who do have kids that play with sport at the end of the day, I don't wish bad on you or your child. I truly hope that you find peace within. It's disgusting to see at the end of the day, regardless how much money you got to dim somebody's light. Or because, hold on one second, you didn't want someone to shine when it came to their faith. Because you looked at my competition. Such a hater. It's a trade, don't be my cousin. That's okay. You don't have to know somebody or not. Someone could take your kindness or weakness, put sport at your doorstep, gather folks that you don't even know to project sport on you. They monitor you every move. Is it working? Is it working? Is it working? But when you kept standing up for yourself, because it's individuals that take their lives because of these type of people. It's people that run into a corner at the end of the day that feel like their voice doesn't matter when it comes to gang stalking. Someone projected sport towards them and nobody believes them at the end of the day. It's individuals at the end of the day. They can't have certain conversations with certain people at the end of the day because individuals look at them like they crazy, like you bugging. But I don't live in fear. Regardless of your tax bracket, I don't worship the devil. Regardless of you got me shadow banned or whatever the case may be. You know, Bacardi, it's a train of thought for me. Because the party wasn't right. Hold on one second. Because God actually allowed you to see who was actually starting at the end of the day. Because the devil at the end of the day can't step to God. And I say that respectfully. So fall back. It be the train of thought for me. An individual be under the influence. An individual will have a shot of something at the end of the day. Does that mean that's a bad person? No, it does not. Does it mean that person plays with spell work? No, they do not. But there are individuals at the end of the day, you can't tell. You can't identify who play with spell work because they wear it so well. And they have insecurity problems. They have jealousy and envy problems. They don't want someone to take the light of what God endowed within somebody, and especially the ones that say that God is not real. I may not make sense to the average person, but what I'm trying to say at the end of the day, you could be a doctor, a lawyer, a psychiatrist, at the end of the day with a degree. And these type of people, regardless if it's a maintenance person, regardless if it's a cashier, regardless if it's a teacher, whatever the case may be, not everybody dibbles and dabbles with spell work. Not everybody jumps on the hate train to dim somebody's light, to project pain. Individuals wear it so well. And they will even try to blackmail you to paint yourself to be mentally unwell. It's a shame of thought for me. It's disgusting to see how when someone wants to tear somebody down, they dig up their past. You know, especially when someone knows how to take accountability for their actions and they don't run from their past. That energy is different. A real mature person, regardless if they keep in poverty and pain, they don't run from he say, she say at the end of the day. When they understand motivation is different, they understood their faith. I walk by faith, not by sight. I don't look at my neighbor like competition when they couldn't treat me right. You said I didn't have the proper potential. But hold on one second. You had your own trust issues. It's a chain of thought for me. How someone would do humiliate your virtues towards you, or project sport regardless of its beauty magic, regardless if I'm trying to stop your finances, or regardless if it's to make you gain weight, lose weight, or whatever the case may be, or it goes beyond. Or someone just wants to project fear in you. Never allow that to dim your light, and I say that respectfully, to the genuine ones only. You know, individuals will laugh at you at the end of the day, disrespect you, distract you, all because you're willing to choose yourself at the end of the day. I would never hurt myself, and I'm far from a hater. It's not a crime to be authentic. So many individuals that dealt with gang stalking that still dealing with gang stalking today, that never signed up for someone's one side of that script, that never signed up for someone to make them paint them out to be something they truly was at the end of the day, all because someone was gifted, talented. Someone decided to say, you know what, I want to take a risk on me and show the world my creativity. And because someone was in the spotlight longer than somebody, or it didn't matter what how long far along you was at the end of the day, how you didn't want someone to prosper faster than you because you saw something within them. So you made them homeless, you robbed them mentally, spiritually, financially, and you even gang stalked them. How this type of stuff actually happens. And that child of God at the end of the day deserves to have a chance at life to become their best self of themselves, all because you're not holding your own weight. And I don't mean narcotics to stay in your lane. You know, my content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm healing from a hate crime that was done to me. I'm far from a jealous individual at the end of the day, regardless of my culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no misintentions. I do not live in fear regards to who's gang stalking me, or regards to what man or woman or child is threatening my life, or regards to who's controlling my content, or when it comes to my accounts, or who's hacking my devices and my emails, or whatever the case may be, or is monitoring my every move. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. I don't do drama, but I am going to speak up for myself, and I say that respectfully. Just like you would want your child to speak up for themselves. You know, every mother and father is not a parent. But a mother and father that loves and protects their baby, that actually prays for their baby, not against their baby, they shouldn't have to go through a mindset of knowing at the end of the day someone's projecting spoke towards their baby or sending their baby with an evil eye because that mother and father endured a gift into their child. That mother and father maybe not probably had those gifts or whatever the case may be, but that child got those gifts. And it's not right that someone can just walk around here and just energy harvest of their baby's energy, or project a hate crime towards their baby, or someone's out here projecting a hate crime towards their child, or a hate group or whatever the case may be to project spore, good day, bad day, or misunderstand day, or because someone gets authentic love. Or because, hold on one second, someone has the potential of becoming a best self-vision themselves. Because when you have the potential of becoming your best self-vision yourself, it's a walk. Is shoes that they can't fulfill. And regardless if you know somebody or not, at the end of the day, jealousy and envy and hate is real. And no mother and father should have that mindset knowing at the end of the day that, hey, you mean to tell me that you brought harm towards my child because you was jealous, you had envy, you had hate within you? It's a train of thought for me. No mother or father should lose their child like that due to someone projecting sport towards their baby, or someone energy harvesting off their baby's energy, or projecting illusions on a child at the end of the day. You know, my content is not for everybody. But there's real stand-up men and women that do pour into their child. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. Regardless of a single family household or not. You know, my content is not for everybody. It's not. It should be no reason why a mother and father loses their child due to custody battle because of the fact that someone lacks self-control, or because someone wants to ruin a mother and father's reputation, or someone wants to ruin a mother's love for herself, or a father's love for himself, because someone decided to say, you know what, because you don't want to pour into that baby, protect that baby, pour into that baby, good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. I see what brings you peace. I see what allows your heart to feel. I see what allow you to feel. Hold on one second. Because you didn't get that proper love, you're able to pour it into your baby. And they decide to strip that from you. You know, not everybody's going through the same situation when it comes to a child being stripped away from a mother's hands, a protector, or a father that's a protector. Regardless of the circumstance in the day. only for someone's evil intentions at the end of the day. You know, I may not make sense to the average person, and that's okay. But my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no intentions. A mother and father is deserving of having a child in a household without the devil or the enemy trying to test you. And I say that respectfully. And especially when you're a good mother and father. You don't pray against your child, you pray for your baby. You protect your baby from the outside world. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. And you still continue to pray for your child every single day. And you're still getting yourself together mentally, emotionally. So when your child does get back into your custody at the end of the day, you can have a better life. And you are worthy of the proper healing for you and your child. You know, my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. It's not. I am Naya, genuine love, respect. And it's not a crime to be authentic. I don't mean no disrespect to anybody at the end of the day when I say at the end of the day, I didn't need a pen or a paper at the end of the day. But everybody's different. It's not a competition when it comes to being authentic. And what may be for you may not be for me. And what may be for you, it may not be for the next person. Just like certain medications is not for your body. Just like certain foods is not for your body. It's a train of thought for me. Just like certain individuals, it's not for you. But hold on one second, I didn't have to disrespect you. So it's a train of thought for me. My content is not for everyone. And to know that individuals play with sport and then they hide their hands, it says a lot about your character traits at the end of the day. And it's not a crime for someone to speak up for themselves. You know, when someone is plotting or someone is telling you every move, how you moving or whatever the case may be, and as soon as you speak up for yourself, now someone wants to throw spork at you. Someone is monitoring your every move. Someone is trying to cause confusion and throw spork at you at the end of the day. All because, hold on one second, you didn't make a mistake of choosing yourself. You asked God for guidance. You asked God for, hold on one second, the proper nourishment when it comes to the tools, when it comes to becoming your best self as yourself, regardless if you look like a fool. Because you know why? The right people see you, hear you, and respect you with no malicious intentions. I'm far from a hater, and I never looked at my neighbor like competition, regardless of your tax bracket. You know, people pick and choose who they want to bully. When it comes to my creativity, I always spoke about these type of things since day one. You know, individuals say that God is not real, but God still allowed me to feel I was able to heal. You know, regardless of the spiritual welfare, regardless of the gang stalking, regardless if it was the addict or that single mother, that father, whatever the case may be, that was projecting sport towards me, or that child at the end of the day, or that was sending me the evil eye, or that was trying to project fear in me and I was supposed to lose myself at the end of the day. I still stand before myself today and I would never hurt myself. You don't have to know somebody for someone to throw sport at you, and I say that respectfully. We all don't operate like that, regardless to what we going through, regardless if someone's in a dark place or not at the end of the day. There's individuals that are in a dark place today. There's individuals that are dealing with depression, anxiety, PTSD, or whatever the case may be. There's people that don't have family, but they don't have to play with spoke towards an innocent person. They don't have to project spoke or send someone an evil eye or energy harvest of the next person's energy. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, because we don't all operate out of that mindset. We don't pray to the same person when it comes to God, but I know how to respect my neighbor with no malicious intentions, and I would never hurt myself. I was never compete with my neighbor when instead I'll stay in their lane. I would never hurt myself regardless who's hacking my devices, my accounts, my emails, or who's trying to blackmail me against me. You know, individuals will act like they know you. Individuals will act like you was part of a conversation. Individuals will monitor your every move and have people around you at the end of the day that matter, your environment, your zip code, your content at the end of the day, just to blackmail you against you. They even lie on your name so they had sex with you. They even will lie on your name at the end of the day to say, hold on one second, that person plays with spell work. Oh, because hold on one second, they don't want someone to see your life being authentic, and you never had to dibble and dabble. It's currently 12:24 p.m. and today's currently October 30th, 2005. Always be yourself, and I say it respectfully. Gang stalking is real. I would never hurt myself regardless to what man or woman or child in any zip code, in county or continent is projecting spell work towards me. You know, when you start to heal from spell work or whatever the case may be, they continue to attack you. 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 They attacked me 4 times. 4. Men, women, even children. You'd be so surprised what they look like at the end of the day. All because you was willing to choose yourself. It's a sin of thought for me. Everybody doesn't have the strength. But I don't worship the devil, and my soul was never for sale. I would never hurt myself regardless to what neighbor invaded my space. Monitor my every move, has me under surveillance. Or is willing to try to paint me out to be mentally unstable, because individuals pick and choose who can talk about certain things when it comes to healing, God, the devil, spirituality, fitness, narcotics. They pick and choose who can talk about those topics. They pick and choose who can have the mindset at the end of the day that, you know what, it should we choose. But everybody's not for you. It's a train of thought for me. Because when the right people walk into your life, they're not sending you the evil lie. They're not projecting sport towards you. They're not energy harvesting off your energy. And they don't look at you like competition. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm still healing from a hate crime that was done to me. And one thing I don't have to do is lie, because I put everything in God's hands. I would never hurt myself regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me. Always be yourself and nobody's intentions. I have men that could be my grandfather's age. I have men that could be my father's age at the end of the day. I have women that I don't even have to know at the end of the day that's projecting sport towards me. Did it matter if she was an elder or not? No, it did. People would take your kindness or weakness. I never knew it was a crime to say thank you, no thank you. It's a train of thought for me. How people would try to blackmail you against you, all because you understood respect. People would take your kindness or weakness and threaten your life that nobody's going to hear you. They would shadow ban you because they got people that work in certain departments, or let alone they're hackers, or because someone is an entrepreneur at the end of the day and they see that you a threat, they a rapper or an actor, whatever the case may be. They're like, you know what? That's a target right there. That's them they like, because I don't want them to elevate faster than me. If it's not you, don't put your name to a book. If you're not playing with spell, if you're not part of that hate group, it's a train of thought for me. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater. Always be yourself. My name is what it means at the end of the day. Naya, genuine love, respect. And I don't care if someone tries to disrespect me at the end of the day when it comes to my reputation, when it comes to my name, because I know who I am. And I'm far from a hater. I know how to put respect on my neighbor's name, good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. I know how to give my neighbor flowers, good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. It's a sin of thought for me. I never looked at my neighbor like competition. Regardless of your tags bracket, I'm far from a hater. It wasn't competition with your whack results at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. It took for you to play with spell word to make you feel irrelevant. It tells a lot about your character traits. We ain't the same. Far from a hater. You got so much excuses. Go within, understand your own pain. I just hope that you heal one day. Have a safe year, day, even, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. Always be yourself, and I say it respectfully. I got individuals threatening my life at the end of the day. I walk these streets alone. I would never hurt myself. I don't do drama. But I'm going to always speak up for myself at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. I'm healing from a hate crime that was done to me. I would never hurt myself or my peers around me if they're elderly or not. Always be yourself. You matter and you are worthy. Protect your energy. Protect you and your family. Stop the violence. Stay out of trouble. You matter and you are worthy. Always be yourself. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence, man, them community. Stop the violence in the community. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Peace and respect, your neighbors, little ones. You better run on them, you light. Gotta go, neighbor, on them, you light. Always be yourself. I've been very transparent when it comes to my healing process at the end of the day. And especially when I've been attacked spiritually when it comes to my beauty. And I say that respectfully. And one thing I don't have to do is lie at the end of the day on no individual. I don't wish this on nobody's baby. You know, someone being jealous of your child or you at the end of the day, everybody doesn't heal the same. It's a train of thought for me. How individuals will hate you so much. Or because someone decided to group up with individuals when it comes to a group. To take your kindness or weakness because they saw potential within you, or because someone said, no, that person is not who they say they are at the end of the day. I've never been a catfish a day in my life. I am not an addict. I am not a sex worker. Regardless of trying to blackmail me against me. And I say that respectfully. Jealousy and envy. And when someone doesn't want you to prosper in life, they will try to ruin your life at the end of the day. But I stand before myself today. I am my biggest cheerleader. Regardless to if you don't want to respect me, regardless if you don't want to work with me, regardless if you don't want to acknowledge me at the end of the day, I still choose me. It's a chain of thought for me. It's individuals that's been under spell for so long at the end of the day. It's people that lost themselves when it comes to certain journeys and obstacles in their life when it comes to depression, anxiety, PTSD, because someone projected it on them. And your healing process hasn't been the same. Especially when you understood maturing. Hold on 1 second. You wasn't running from your past, but you understood, hold on 1 second. I am worthy. You know, my content is not for everybody. It's not. I don't run from my past. I don't run from he say, she say. I go repeat whatever I said that day, and I say that respectfully. No matter your tax bracket, regardless how much status you have at the end of the day, I don't run from he say, she say. Even if you had to put a little couple of lies in at the end of the day, I don't run from what I said. And I don't do drama. How people would try to blackmail you against you, or people would act like they for you at the end of the day, just to go against you, only to have something over your head at the end of the day to ruin your reputation. I'm far from a hater, and I say that respectfully. I know how to respect my neighbor regardless of their culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater. You know, individuals see that you got potential. They'll watch you for months and years at a time. But they would never put respect on your name because it's you. They would tell everybody else at the end of the day, like, dang, something about that person's different. Maybe I overlooked that person. Maybe I judged them too quick. Matter of fact, they didn't have no malicious intention towards me. But to be the same ones at the end of the day, you'd be so surprised. 50% would try to make someone dim their light. But hold on 1 second. You a child of God, that ain't just different. You can't dim a child of God's light. Even when you hack your device, gang stalk them, or you're like, where's your God at now? You know, because you're the one that know how to control the narrative. You got someone's back against the wall because you're trying to rob them mentally, spiritually, or financially, or you want to project sport towards that baby at the end of the day, regardless of how old they are. You want them to be weak. You want them to be a crash out. You want them to chase behind you and ask for everything. This type of stuff actually happens because someone wants to control the narrative of someone's life. And you got the other 50%. That don't look at their neighbor like competition. Neighbor that you eat today, I'm not here to blackmail you. I'm not here to disrespect you. I'm not here to send you the evil eye. I'm not here to project sport towards you. Do you need your medication today? You're not feeling well. I'm on my way to go get it for you right now. You know, folks that's not haters. Folks that actually are genuine and kind at the end of the day. You know, the one who's going to guide you to the right person. You know, pray for you days when you can't see. You know, the ones at the end of the day will actually sit with you and have good intentions when it comes to that laugh. It was nothing fake about the end of the day. You know, my content is not for everybody. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater, regardless of trying to blackmail me against me. I would never hurt myself. Always be yourself, regardless of what man or woman or child is threatening my life or who's trying to blackmail me or make me homeless or rob me today. I'll put everything in God's hands. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. You know, we live in a spiritual world at the end of the day. I don't live in fear. You're mad and you're worthy. Regardless of who gave up on you, overlooked you, said you didn't have potential, they didn't know how to love you, respect you, protect you at the end of the day. You overflowed the wrong cups, but you are worthy of the right people walking into your life with good intentions. Doesn't matter about the community, doesn't matter about someone's sexual orientation, disability, age, or religion at the end of the day. Because respect is a two-way street. And it's not a crime to say thank you or no thank you. And I say it respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. When it comes to my creativity, since day one, I worked alone. Until this day, I still work alone. I don't do third party at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully until God sends the right people in my life at the end of the day with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully because I'm far from a hater. Individuals will monitor you at the end of the day, you know, watch your little swag that God endowed within you, but they can't be you. That energy is different. A person will be in competition with you because you're being yourself. You know, you have to hold on 1 second. When God motivates you at the end of the day, they can't keep up because God is restoring you every single day. I'm far from a hater. I don't run from my past. We ain't the same, neighbor. Stay in your lame hater. I ain't ashamed of me. I gotta go. No, for real, for real. And if you're not that type of person that dibbles and dabbles with Spork or Energy Harvest or send someone's the evil eye, or you're not part of that hate group or whatever the case may be, don't matter your tax bracket, I wasn't talking about you. It's a train of thought for me. My content ain't for everybody. Thank you. I gotta go. Peace and respect. Some respect to them. You better your way. Don't tip me like I gotta go, neighbor. Always be yourself. I'm Naya. Genuine love, respect.